Hey guys, I'll be talking about a heroic heavy plasma build for the heavy class in patch 10.2 of Space Marine 2. Now the heavy plasma incinerator is a fully automatic version of the standard plasma incinerator. It has a heroic perk called Plasma Hail. In heavy stance, get an increase in fire rate instead of charge shots. Now you cannot charge shot with this weapon whatsoever, but basically in the heavy stance you will just shoot this thing as a fully automatic weapon. Pretty cool perk ability, and there's also a bit of a mechanic with this weapon where basically if you use your overheat button, or I should say your cooldown button, immediately after firing, you can fire this weapon eternally without ever overheating. Pretty interesting. It might be a bit of an exploit depending on who you ask, but pretty strong for now. Now the common shots on the heavy plasma incinerator are significantly better than the common shots on a plasma pistol or plasma incinerator on the tactical. This is probably the best variant for single target damage in the game currently, even compared to the relic tier versions, though I will say the charge shots for things like triple boss spawns in siege mode can be better. This one's really good for things like the Hive Tyrant, Trigon, and Mutalith, though I will say it is not very ammo efficient, which is why I built in the perk tree here all the way into ammo perks, and we'll get into the actual perk tree later because we do skip over the very important perk here, heavy immunity. Now this perk gives you no knockback in heavy stance, and usually I would always take this on any weapon that has heavy stance whatsoever, but since today I am skipping over this for all of our ammo economy perks because this gun's ammo economy is like the worst part about it, we will be picking up the perk over here, Strategic Stand, because this one not only gives you more CHP recovery in your heavy stance, but also gives you the effect of the heavy immunity perk on its own, so pretty good synergy here. I do actually like this perk quite a bit. This perk used to be better, used to give you more CHP back, but even after the nerf, it's still pretty strong. Now for the perk tree here, I do want to expand on my choices a little bit. You could pick up perks like common cooling and rapid cooling, but with the mechanic in this game, it makes it so you basically never overheat this weapon anyways. These perks are kind of pointless, so I skip over them. Let's go down the bottom tree for like bonus melee damage, all of our plasma collection perks for increased ammo reserves, and pick up a completely worthless perk down here with charge cooling, because unfortunately this weapon doesn't benefit at all as far as I know from any of the heavy stance charge shot perks like supercharged shot and heavy velocity, which does kind of suck, but you know, it's just the downside of this weapon. And that's pretty much all there is for the weapon perk tree here. Now for the secondary weapon here, I do take a rate of fire plasma pistol once again. This is by far the best version of the plasma pistol in the game. The CHP recovery, stagger, and damage are all amazing. And when you're taking the heroic tier plasma gun, I would pick up like an Inferno pistol or this for stagger, because there are times, especially versus chaos, where staggering an enemy will simply save your life. Things like the Soul Reaper can Terminator, so I do like to pick these up. Now for the perk tree on this, I just build all ammo economy once again, because the big downside of most plasma weapons in this game is their ammo economy, and this helps rectify that. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary here. Now for the perk tree here, I do grab Restoration first. Killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession restores an armor segment. Cooldown is 15 seconds. This is by far the best perk in this row, and also like the only perk that gives you any real benefit on this build anyway, so kind of a no-brainer. And Drift Bed armor restores in Space Marine 2 are super valuable, especially with perks down here like Conviction. Now next perk I grab is Strategic Stand, like I mentioned previously. While in heavy stance, dealing damage restores 15% more contested health. You do not lose control upon take heavy hits, and you can't be knocked back, but you will not be able to move. Not being able to move in Strategic Stand doesn't really matter at all, because you barely move in the heavy stance to begin with, so really kind of a zero downside here. Though I will say, if you want to take the heavy immunity perk in the actual heavy plasma build, you could just pick up Fortitude instead, because this perk is by far the strongest in this tree, and if you're using the guaranteed cooldown to never overheat, thermal boost will literally never trigger pretty much anyways, so I would skip over this. Now next perk here is Overwhelming Power. When Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 10 meters deal 10% more range damage. This is just a free range damage buff for you and your entire team. A pretty damn good perk, though you could pick up versatility as well, because this perk is also quite strong. Now for the team perk, I actually take additional supplies in this one. Ammo capacity for all squad members' primary weapons increases by 25%. Now this perk is not incredible, but I do like to hit that extra ammo capacity here on this build in particular, because this gun is once again not very ammo efficient at all, and having a larger primary ammo resource here also gives us better procs of auxiliary reloads, so pretty good for that. Though I will say it is unfortunate this perk does not give you more ammunition for your secondary as well, because the Tactical's Prestige perk here, Skill Supplier, will do that, just like a flat ammo reserve increase. So, you know, I actually prefer this one, but what are you going to do? Now, as far as the next perk here goes, I do take Consecutive Execution. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charge. Cooldown is 90 seconds. This perk simply gives you 90-second melt-a-bombs, frag grenades, crack grenades, shock grenades. This is an incredibly powerful perk, so I pretty much always pick it up. And the perk up here, Animate Will, is also very strong if you want to grab this one, because 20% less health damage for 10 seconds on Iron Halo deactivating is great. The next perk here I've used previously is Field Adjustment, though I have been told that this perk actually doesn't give you that much of a cooldown regen compared to things like Power Regulator, making it easier to come back. So like unless you fully drain your Iron Halo, I don't think this one gives as much benefit, I've been told. I haven't personally tested this, you can still use this one if you want. Either way, all of these perks are pretty good, so it's up to you. And the final perk I grabbed in this tree here is Brute Force. When Iron Halo is in cooldown, range damage increases by 15%. This is just, once again, a free range damage buff for something you're doing all the time, which is using your Iron Halo, so kind of a no-brainer. And the perk up here, Saving Grace, sucks, and Wrath of the Imperium has good damage, but you have to fully drain your Iron Halo, which does suck as well. And the final perk I grab is Offensive Capability. When active, Iron Halo deals damage over time to all enemies within 5 meters. This perk overperforms. It will simply do significant damage to Extremis, Majoris, and wipe out Minoris at times. It will wipe out your Bramble, Spore Mines, and Cultists. Super valuable perk. I like this one a lot, but Conversion feels also a great option for CDR for your whole team if you want to grab this one. Now for the prestige perks here, I do grab Reverberating Impact first. Stomp area effect radius increases by 50%. Now the main effect of your stomp is just to knock over Minoris and Bramble and Spore Mines. This one just makes it better. Now alternatively, you could pick up the Duelist perk down here. Perfect Parry and Perfect Block windows increase by 25%. But it should be mentioned that the balanced parry window has a negative frame startup of 10 frames, which means the first 10 frames of your parry window you cannot perfect parry at all. And this perk doesn't affect that whatsoever. It only affects like the actual active frames you have, which are like the 30 frames after that negative frame startup. So it's not terrible. It can help occasionally versus like really weirdly staggered hits, but it's not as good as it might sound initially. Next perk here is Auxiliary Reload. Melee kills of Extremis level or higher enemies restore primary weapons ammo by 1 magazine. This is simply an ammo economy enabler. We actually get a ton of value out of this because we're building for all ammo and we have additional supplies, so pretty good for us. And I pretty much like this on any build, to be honest. The perk after this is Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. This perk will simply save your life. Health damage reduction in this game is super powerful, especially if you have the Fortitude perk and you didn't take Strategic Stand. You will be insanely tanky, almost as tanky as a baseline Bulwark, so really strong perk for sure. I pretty much always grab this one. And the final perk I grab is Indomitable Spirit. While performing a gun strike, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits and you cannot be knocked back. This one will also simply save your life because there are a lot of cases in this game where you simply have to gun strike something. If you get knocked out of a gun strike, you will just die to stun lock, and this one lets you get your CHP back. So really good perk. I pretty much always grab this, and I think these 3 perks are by far the best in this tree, and everything else is kind of up to you. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Heroic Plasma here is a very good single target weapon, very powerful for bosses, though lacking the stagger and AoE of a charge shot does kind of suck at times. It's still a really fun gun to use. I think this one is probably one of the better heroic weapons in the entire game. Some people think it's S tier, and I can definitely see that with like the guaranteed shots all the time with like no overheat whatsoever. But on its own, the ammo economy is not like super epic. That's kind of a problem with like basically every plasma gun anyways. I think this one's definitely worth picking up. So hopefully this build guide helped, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye.
Specialized bio neutralized. Iron Halo online. Iron Halo ready. Iron Halo protocol in progress.
There's a box over there for ammo. It's pretty easy.
High priority turret eliminated. Neurotroop contact. Employ distraction tactics. Iron Halo online.
This is the only bad part of decapitation, is it's kind of an ammo drought in this spot. Have to be a little careful.
Destroy spore mines.
Push out in this build.
Kill confirmed. Major tyrannic threat. Iron Haven online. Engaging elite countermeasures. Xenos displaying evasive behavior. Planetary class tyranny eliminated.
That's like he just died.
Xenos countermeasures successful. Iron Haven ready.
It actually just exploded. That's kind of funny.
Version operation. Meltable position. Iron Haven. Under our presence. Intercepting projectiles. Explosive payload insufficient. Source additional warfare. Hunter destroyed. Iron Haven online.
Thunderhammer on Bulwark is fun. Not wrong.
Demolition ready.
Greens FTG and FTG and Jars. What's up, Duke? Also, what's up, Sea of the Ravine? I wasn't reading as much. What a joke.
Explosive payload insufficient. Source additional war gear.
I mean, we could just as effectively stomp them here, but that's a lot of spawn mines.
Spore mines inbound.
Where are all the Majoras? What the fuck am I looking at?
Enhanced tactic ready.
That first Night Lord's book is great, almost halfway done. Night Lord's trilogy is amazing.
Support mind. Ambush
Definitely one of the
prepared.
best series of books they ever did.
The Hive Tyrant will reach your position shortly.
Shortly?
Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge. and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
High priority Tyranny eliminated. Enhanced tactic ready. Waiting for optimal timing.
What I may have to use that, yes, fencing probably does at a certain level undeniable extra safety. The melee core of the bulwark is just so tanky, extra damage exposed blocks are good. Oh, I agree entirely, guys. I only read half of your message. I apologize. Or I've read the latter response you were making, I should say. Thought Heavy Pyro was kind of scrubby. It's worse than the Pyro Blaster, but the burn effect is the same. And the burn effect is just OP. Like, that is the best boss killer in the whole game. Those two Pyro weapons right now, they're kind of busted, to be honest. I'm surprised they didn't get nerfed.
Xenos leader beast neutralized.
He's not dead.
Like, when we say the Pyro Blaster is better than the Pyro Cannon, you know, we're talking like, is the Apache helicopter better than like a missile loaded little bird? They both kill you.
Reports confirm the
scrap
lieutenant's
this.
assessment. Enemy
And dip.
cohesion is still in full effect. That beast is not yet dead.
Yeah, the Pyro Cannon is supposed to be very good, it's just the Pyro Blaster is disgustingly OP. Yeah, it just fits the tactical so well.
Swarm off your backs while you hunt back and think.
Very true. Decapitation is like the best punching bag operation in this game. We'll do some group hard stratagems after this, guys. Sorry if I took a detour. So why do they say lieutenant in this game? There's actually, that is the proper saying. So lieutenant is like an American way of saying it. In Europe, they used to say lieutenant because it was like, you know, your lieutenant. Usually it was the guy on the left of the officer, or the officer on the left of the commanding officer or something like that. But they're both correct, technically, just been very prone. Actually, sorry. Go USA. This is America. How are you doing, FG, today? I'm great, Olaf. How are you? UK, not Europe, different things. I'm sorry, it's all... I'm uncultured American trash. I think I know geography. We're notoriously bad at that.
Specialized bioform neutralized. Obtaining armaments.
For instance, German, etc. don't speak English. That is true. The great point, Gary.
We will not have a better opportunity to finish it off.
Classic Amer- Oh, we know. Hey, I know what I am.
Zone through contact. Ready anti-cyber tactics. Emergency operation.
Alright, is he coming out or what?
Alert. Subterranean combat.
I never heard you say which is your favorite 40k chapter, he says. Well, you're about to hear right now. It's the Blood Angels, because the Sons of Sanguinius are built different. That sucks. I mistimed that entirely. Forgot I would lose my Got full ammo for that.
Enhanced tactic ready.
A real American is ignorant with pride, FTG. That's true. The American way is be wrong, but just act like you're right.
Intercepting projectiles. Xenos countermeasures successful. No lines of fire.
Sorry for both my German ancestors technology me. Mine too.
Talassa, report.
Pursuing quarry.
Talassa, you cut out. Repeat.
Vox signal negligible. Jamming, most likely. Maintain squad cohesion. Fire at will.
That's in the game right here. Pretty good for horde clear. Look at that.
Heavy
Oh, how
fire
convenient.
activity from the target. Power surge from the target. Iron enhanced active ready. Death blow successful.
It's highly effective. That's definitely the best boss killer for the heavy plasma variants, but that's kind of always been its shtick. Very good for that. 57,000 with 900 kills. That's quite high. Good weapon.